Imagine standing outside in freezing rain for 14 hours, your body trembling, your heart fragile, all for a chance to see your hero. Now imagine collapsing right before him, and instead of turning away, he kneels beside you, holding your hand, whispering words that change your life forever. This is not just a story about a pop icon, it's a tale of compassion, hope, and the true meaning of greatness. Welcome to the unforgettable moment when Michael Jackson proved he was the king of hearts, not just the king of pop. In December 1987, a young girl named Sarah Michelle Collins was about to experience a day that would forever change her life. At just 12 years old, Sarah was already a devoted fan of Michael Jackson, the global superstar whose music and dance moves had captured the hearts of millions. But Sarah's story was different from most fans. She was born with a rare and serious heart condition called hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, which made her heart enlarged and weak, limiting her ability to do many things other children took for granted. Sarah lived in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where her bedroom walls were plastered with Michael Jackson posters. She knew every dance step from his videos and had played the Thriller album so many times that the discs were worn out. For Sarah, Michael's music was more than entertainment. It was a source of joy and hope in a life often shadowed by illness. Her parents, David and Linda Collins, were deeply concerned about her health. They knew that Sarah's heart condition meant she had to be careful not to overexert herself or get too excited, as either could trigger dangerous heart rhythms. Despite their worries, they wanted Sarah to have as normal a childhood as possible, and nothing made Sarah happier than the thought of meeting Michael Jackson in person. In November 1987, news broke that Michael Jackson would be making a rare, low-key visit to Pittsburgh's Children's Hospital to meet young fans. It wasn't a concert or a public event, just a quiet visit. But word spread quickly, and hundreds of fans planned to gather outside the hospital, hoping for a glimpse of their idol. Sarah begged her parents to take her. Her cardiologist warned against it, fearing the stress and excitement could be life-threatening. But Sarah was determined. She promised to stay calm, take her medications, and be careful. After much deliberation, her parents agreed, understanding how much this meant to their daughter. On December 15, 1987, Pittsburgh was gripped by one of its coldest days of the winter. The temperature hovered around 23 degrees Celsius, with a biting wind and freezing rain that soaked through clothes and chilled to the bone. By 6 a.m., a small but dedicated crowd had gathered outside Children's Hospital, including Sarah, bundled in every warm layer her parents could find. Thermal underwear, sweaters, a heavy coat, gloves, and a knit hat pulled low over her face. David had even taken a day off work at the steel mill to be there with her. They brought folding chairs, hot chocolate in thermoses, and extra blankets, prepared for a long wait. But as the hours dragged on, the weather worsened. The freezing rain soaked through their clothes despite umbrellas, and the wind knocked over chairs repeatedly. Many fans gave up and left, but Sarah refused to go. She sat shivering, clutching a homemade sign that read, "Michael, you saved my life," written in red marker that was now running from the rain. By noon, it was clear Sarah was struggling. Her lips turned blue and her breathing became labored, danger signs for her heart condition. Her parents pleaded with her to leave, promising they would find another way to meet Michael someday. But Sarah shook her head weakly and whispered, "He's coming. I know he's coming. I can't leave now." Linda was terrified, but understood that this was more than just a fan's wish. For Sarah, Michael Jackson represented hope, joy, and a glimpse of a magical world beyond her illness. Taking her home now would break her spirit. What happened next was witnessed by 200 people, but captured by no camera. It was a moment of pure humanity that revealed the true heart of a legend. When Sarah collapsed at Michael's feet, his reaction would forever change how the world saw him, not just as a superstar, but as a man of extraordinary kindness, By 2 p.m., the crowd had thinned to about 50 people when a convoy of black limousines pulled up to the hospital entrance. Security quickly formed a perimeter, and Michael Jackson stepped out of the lead car. Even bundled in a heavy coat and surrounded by bodyguards, his presence was unmistakable. When Sarah saw him, something inside her surged with strength. Despite exhaustion and cold, she stood up, dropped her sign, and pushed through the crowd toward the security line. "Michael," she called out, her voice barely audible over the wind. "Michael, please!" But the combination of 14 hours in freezing rain, her fragile heart, and the overwhelming excitement was too much. Just as Michael turned toward her and their eyes met, Sarah collapsed unconscious onto the wet pavement. The crowd gasped. Parents rushed forward. David was at her side in seconds, checking her pulse and breathing, while Linda screamed for help. It should have been chaos. Security whisking Michael away, paramedics rushing to Sarah's aid. But Michael did something no one expected. Ignoring his bodyguard's protests, he broke away and ran to Sarah's side. He knelt down in the rain, soaking his expensive clothes, and gently took her small hand in his gloved hands. David Collins later said Michael's voice was the softest, most tender he had ever heard. "Hey there, little angel," Michael whispered, leaning close. "It's okay. You're going to be okay. I'm here now. I'm right here with you." No cameras captured this moment, but 200 witnesses would never forget it. As Michael held Sarah's hand and spoke to her, she slowly opened her eyes. Seeing Michael's face inches from her own, she began to cry. Not from pain, but from pure joy. "You came for me. You really came for me," she whispered. Michael's own tears fell as he replied, "Of course I came for you, sweetheart. I'll always come for you. You're the reason I do everything I do." Paramedics arrived minutes later, but Michael refused to leave Sarah's side. He rode with her to the hospital, holding her hand while they worked to stabilize her. He called her parents by name, having learned them in the chaos, and reassured them everything would be fine. At the hospital, Michael stayed in the waiting room with David and Linda, listening to their stories about Sarah's condition and her love for his music. He skipped all his scheduled appearances, choosing instead to be there for the family. When doctors said Sarah was stable and could have visitors, Michael was the first person she asked to see. He entered her hospital room carrying a small gift, a single white glove autographed with a personal message. "To Sarah, the bravest girl I know. Dance like no one's watching. Love always, Michael." But the gift was only part of the visit. Michael spent 3 hours with Sarah, talking about music, dreams, and the importance of never giving up. He sang softly, performed little dance moves that made her laugh, and promised her something extraordinary. "I want you to be my special guest," he told her. "Whenever I perform near Pittsburgh, you'll have the best seat in the house. And when you turn 16, I'll fly you and your family to Los Angeles to see how music is made and meet the artists you love." True to his word, Michael kept these promises. Over the years, Sarah became one of his closest friends, attending concerts, visiting recording sessions, and exchanging letters until his death in 2009. He helped pay for her medical treatments. When insurance fell short, sent birthday gifts, and called her during his own tough times, saying talking to her reminded him why his music mattered. This story isn't just about a pop star and a fan. It's about the healing power of kindness, the magic of human connection, and how one act of compassion can change a life forever. If you believe in the power of love to heal, share this story and keep the legend alive. The most astonishing part of Sarah's story came in the months after that day. Her cardiologist, Dr. Robert Manning, documented a remarkable improvement in her heart function, something he called medically inexplicable. Her energy increased, her cardiac episodes became rare, and her quality of life transformed. Dr. Manning believed that the emotional healing Sarah experienced from Michael's kindness had triggered physical healing. The joy, The feeling of being loved and valued had strengthened her heart in ways science couldn't fully explain. It was as if Michael Jackson's compassion had literally healed her broken heart. Today, Sarah Collins is 47 years old. She is married with 2 children and works as a nurse at the very same children's hospital where she first met Michael. Against all odds, she has lived a full, active life with her heart condition well managed. She credits Michael not only with inspiring her, but with saving her life through the power of human kindness. Every December 15th, Sarah returns to the spot outside Children's Hospital where she collapsed that cold, rainy day. She brings flowers and stands quietly, remembering the moment when her hero showed the world what true greatness looks like. The hospital sealed the security footage to protect Sarah's privacy, but the 200 witnesses who saw Michael kneel in the rain beside a sick little girl never forgot. Many say it changed their understanding of fame. That real fame isn't about awards or sales, but about what you do for others when no one is watching. Michael Jackson received thousands of accolades during his career, but he often said the most meaningful recognition was a letter from Sarah on her 18th birthday. She wrote, "You didn't just meet a fan that day, you saved a well."